Hello everyone, this is Bryant with sfotsource.com, your premier guide to Six Flags Over Texas. We're back at Six Flags Over Texas. It's only been a couple weeks, but we've learned all kinds of new details about things going on in the park. So we'll talk about the confirmed opening of Aquaman Power Wave, which is right around the corner. We'll also check out some of the construction on the finishing touches they're doing. We'll also talk about some of the other projects we know that they have planned, see if they've started them, and see kind of what the refurbishment schedule is looking like for the rides that are currently down. And then, of course, there's the big thing, which is Harley Quinn Spinsanity, and the fact that it is no longer going to be operating. So we'll go take a look at that, see if they are, taking that out, see if it's blocked off, just kind of get a vibe for that, because it might just be kind of hanging out for a while. We also know some new details about Scream Break, so we'll kind of give you a breakdown of that event. It's kind of chilly, kind of windy. I don't know if you can hear it, but still a great day to be out at the park. Let's head inside. And as you can see, the Silver Star Carousel is still running. Got people coming down the exit. I do think a lot of the kind of refurbishment projects that we highlighted in our last Over Texas video will probably happen later on in the year, just because of all the refurb stuff they have going on right now and trying to get Aquaman open, but time will tell. We get a lot of questions about ride downtime, and here in this Mexico and Spain section, every ride's open. So you've got El Diablo, Conquistador, you can see the line there for La Vibora, the bobsled, nice and packed, and of course, we can't forget the Barf Machine teacups. They are also open and running, so still tons of rides open, even though they are working on all those refurb projects right now. And as we wrap around into the Texas section, my goodness, we come up on the courthouse stage, and they've actually taken the extension off of the stage. So I'm kind of hoping maybe we're done doing full-blown live shows out here, because one, there's not a lot of seating. Two, it's really hot outside in the summer. Three, it creates a huge bottleneck. So I'm hoping maybe some of these shows are going to end up at other venues where they can be utilized a little bit better. During our last visit to Six Flags Over Texas, the Six Flags Railroad was down for maintenance or whatever reason, but happy to announce we're running again. So you can enjoy the train as it pulls into the station here in the Texas section at Texas Depot, Johnson Creek Station. Very cool. And of course, another one of the ride refurbs we know about is the repaint of Rodeo, but as you can see, still open and ready to ride. I tell you what, it sure is a really sad day when there's no one at these booths to try and make you sign up for stuff. And as we head into the park's tower section, just want to point out real quick, the tower restrooms are still under construction. And really no update on this Chop 6 building or the Texas Gifts building that's right next to it. Both of these locations are still closed, and it doesn't really seem like anything's progressed here. So I'm sure it's not a top priority to get this stuff up and running right now, but very curious to see what happens in this little corner. And of course, it's always great to see the oil derrick running, which it is doing today. So I don't know, we might have to go up top and take a look around. First of all, I just want to say it is freaking freezing up here. It is so windy, but we get asked every now and then if Titan is running right now, and yeah, it is. You can see the train going up the lift hill. And kind of the fun thing is in the background at Choctaw Stadium, they've got the first XFL game going on of the season, the Renegades. So nice to see something back in there too. There goes Titan down its 255-foot drop right into the tunnel. We did just miss the test run, but you can see the Aquaman boat pulling back into the station. We're gonna have to go down there and get a closer look here in a little bit, because they are actively testing the ride today, getting it ready for its opening on March 11th with Spring Break and Scream Break, because it'll be a part of that event as well. We've made our way into the Boomtown section, and just kind of like we've talked about in our last video, they are working on Mine Train's control system, upgrading that. You can see we've got like a little thingamajigger there sitting. They are actually actively in the station right now working on some stuff, so we'll try to get a better look. And so from this angle you can see they're building some kind of extension onto the station. Be interesting to see what that's for. I don't know if they're moving the operating panel or they just need more room for something. Time will tell, but very cool to see them actively working. And like we've stated before, this should open late spring, but let's give them time, you know, because they're preserving a classic and we want this thing to run for generations to come. And as we leave the Boomtown section, just wanted to point out the games midway. We did learn that they have a vendor running their games department now, and there's all kinds of new prizes over here. So that's kind of fun, a little bit more of a variance. We are going to have to check out the other games area in the Gotham City section, see how that redo's coming along. There's just something so peaceful about today's visit to the park. Can't quite put my finger on it though. And as we head into the Gotham City section, we are greeted by a brand new basketball game. This is where the kind of inflatable ladder game was. These look really nice. This is very kind of, you know, visually pleasing. Lots of bright colors. And this is kind of like a nice, you know, more family-friendly basketball game for the younger ones as well. Now, of course, we haven't forgotten about Scream Break, which takes place in tandem with Spring Break, and that begins on March 11th. So from 9 p.m. to midnight, there are going to be some select rides open. You'll have haunted houses, a scare zone, a show, other characters, fog, lights. And these are two of the rides you'll have as part of the nighttime rides. You will have Mr. Freeze, Batman, and there will be some more. So we'll kind of explain as we move through the Gotham City section. And as you can see, still tons of work going on with the main Gotham City Games midway. And like we said before, they will have a vendor operating all of their game booths here at the park. It's really peaceful in this back Gotham City area. That never really happens, but we wanted to point out that Riddler Revenge, Texas Sky Screamer, and Catwoman Whip are also some of the other rides you can enjoy during Scream Break. Obviously, the Joker is still down for its seasonal maintenance, so I think we can expect that to last through Spring Break. And the two haunted houses that you will be able to enjoy are also back here. So you will also have access to two haunted houses, which are Lab 6 Classified and Arania's Murder Mansion, which are in this back building back here. And those will be included with the price of admission. Now, admission, as of the recording of this video, hasn't been released for the Scream Break event, but I think it'll be pretty fair, and it'll probably kind of tame the crowds down and make it a much more fun, exclusive event. Now, of course, we can't leave the Gotham City area without addressing the fact that Harley Quinn Spinsanity is now permanently closed and will not be reopening at any point in time. And I would imagine that the maintenance versus the ridership on this thing is very lopsided. They probably spend way more money on this than it is worth to keep operating. It was a fun ride to look at, but not super fun to ride. So I do believe the idea was to get rid of this ride last summer when they took it off the park map and blocked off this back pathway. But I think because it's so visually stunning, it gave it a little bit more time, a few more months of operation. But I do want to point out that they do now have this completely blocked off. You can't get anywhere near the ride, so it'll be interesting to see what happens in this back corner for sure. As mentioned before, there will also be an entertainment offering, which is being advertised as some kind of freak show. So that should be interesting, and I can only imagine it's probably going to be happening here at Gotham City Stage. That logistically seems to be the most logical thing. And we made our way into the USA section. Wow, that was a really good coaster shot. Lots of coasters running in the background. And you can see here at Aquaman Power Wave, they've kind of finished painting this wall. They put an Aquaman emblem up on it, so kind of a good way to kind of flush out the fact that there's got to be a wall here to help retain some of this water. I really like the logo and the coloring on that, but you can see, just like when we had our little behind-the-scenes test out here, there is just water all over the pathway. It shoots way out, and anyone walking under that little bunny hop right there, they're going to be getting wet too. The water drains right down into the pathway, so you're going to get a little pre-show wetness, and then you're going to get wet, of course, during the show when you're riding this. Let's get some action shots of them testing the ride. All right, let's try to get the spike and then the final pass through the splashdown. You can see that thing going way up the spike. It goes so far up, and then, oh my gosh. That is going to be insane. And since the last time we were here, they have put up some new signage. You can see there to the left is your general entrance. And then they will have a single rider line, flash pass, and an ADA entrance to the right of that. And I'm loving the little ADA entrance. It's basically like a mermaid, the little logo. That's really fun. I like it. Little tiny touches. You can also see right under the little hump quite a bit of water. So, like I said, you might get a little wet even waiting in line, but I don't think you're going to be getting on this to not get wet. Let's just say that. And over here in the station, you can see the crew operating the ride, getting some cycles in. And one thing I did notice, I'm going to try to get it on film, is that the restraints are automated, as in they come up and down on their own. So it's very interesting. And there you can see the turntable spinning. It is a very flawless operation. It is so fun to watch. And then, of course, the boat on the far end will launch and do the ride cycle, while the boat in the station loads and unloads. And we'll kind of see maybe the restraints while this is launching come up and then come down. So yeah, there go the restraints coming up. Nice and automated. And then they're going to do some visual checks, it looks like, make sure the restraints come up. And oh, yeah, this is very interesting. And then we'll see the restraints go back down as the other boat flies by. You can see the restraints going back into place. Very interesting. I think that there's like some kind of foot pedal button type of deal there. It's very interesting. It's always fun to see the brand new super fancy rides. You can also see not too much has changed with this kind of like center focal piece here. I am definitely hoping that maybe we're getting some kind of Aquaman statue. That'd be pretty sweet. All right, everyone, that does it for this visit to Six Flags Over Texas. Just like the last few visits, very pleasant. Lots of things open, lots of dining locations open, all the shopping locations. So right now it's, like a perfect time to come out here if you want to hit up all the rides, because pretty much what's down is what's been down, so it's not really a secret. We're very excited for the opening of Aquaman Power Wave, even though it's a little bit chilly right now. I know it's going to be a fun ride. It's great to see them testing. Looks like it runs really well without a lot of complications, which is kind of what we would expect from mock rides. They have a very high quality product. So of course we will be out soon to cover the opening of that ride. I would also expect to see some pass holder preview dates being released very soon. So there will be some time leading up to the March 11th official opening date where they should have some pass holder previews for pass holders to ride early. The other thing I want to talk about is mobile ordering. It seems to kind of been a little bit resurrected at this park. There were 9 dining locations on mobile ordering today. We used mobile ordering at Johnny Rockets, and we hit prepare order, and within a few minutes it said it was ready, and it was very quick, very efficient. So it's great to see them utilizing that more. If y'all have any questions about the park, make sure to let us know in the comments below. We want to thank our patrons for your continued support. It really does mean a lot to us, and we'll have some more early release videos for y'all very soon. I also encourage everyone to check out sfotsource.com. There's construction updates, there's ride stats, history timeline, thousands of pictures. It's a really useful tool to plan your visit out to the park. Thank y'all for watching. Take care. We'll see you soon.